Hello, welcome to your science lesson. Today we are going to be talking about states of matter. I can identify the three phases of matter. Let's get started. First, we are going to watch our anticipatory set.
The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas. Solids stay put in a single place. When put in something else, they keep their own shape. Your chair is a solid, and so is a box. Your shirt is a solid, and so are your socks. A table is a solid, and so is your phone. A cookie's a solid, and so is a stone. Can you think of any more solids? The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas. Liquids flow when they move around. They take the shape of their container now. Water is a liquid, and so is apple juice. Milk is a liquid, it's good for you. Soda is a liquid, and so is gasoline. Salad dressing is a liquid, you see. Can you think of any more liquids? The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas. A gas expands to fill any space. Now peculiar look may come to your face, because sometimes gases are invisible. Let me explain. You can't really see it, but you know it's there. All around you is a gas called air. The helium in a balloon is a gas, and so is the wind as it blows past. Smoke is a gas, and so is steam. You're blowing out gas when you use the AC. Can you think of any more gases? The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas. You can classify matter in other ways, like by color or size or texture or shape. Like color: red, white, blue, orange, black, green, brown, yellow, pink, purple, gray. You see, like size: big, small, or medium, skinny or wide, thick or thin. Like texture: spiky or furry or smooth or bumpy or soft or rough or lumpy. Like shape: square, circle, rectangle, star, oval, or triangle. Trapezoids and hexagons, diamonds and octagons. The stuff of life is matter. Now here's some scientific chatter. I'm gonna give it to you nice and straight. When it comes to matter, there are three states: solid or liquid or gas.
I hope you enjoyed that anticipatory video. I have a question for you. Based on that anticipatory set, what do you think we will learn about today? Do you think we will learn about math, phases of matter, or root beer? I hope you said phases of matter. That's right. Today we are going to learn about the different phases of matter. I want you to melt these ice cubes to reveal our science safety rules. So I need you to blow hot air on these ice cubes to melt them. Let's melt this first one together. All right, help me. Nice job. Interact nicely with the materials. All right, let's melt our next ice cube. Go ahead. Listen to your teacher. All right, let's melt our next ice cube. Help me. Good job. Investigate the materials. Last ice cube, help me melt it. Blow hot air on that ice cube. Great job. All experiments are done with a teacher. Let's watch this video about lab safety.
Smell indirectly by wafting. Don't smell chemicals directly. Don't eat or drink in the laboratory.
Stop.
Don't wear loose items, including hair and clothes. Wear safety goggles. Don't take off safety goggles. Read instructions before mixing chemicals. Don't randomly mix chemicals. Never pour chemicals back into the original container.
No. Don't pour it back.
Let the instructor clean up broken glass. Never pick up broken glass with your bare hands. No horseplay in the lab. Wash eyes for 20 minutes immediately when exposed to chemicals. Always be safe in lab.
I hope you learned a lot of information about lab safety from that video. Let's get started with our lesson. Our repeated storyline is going to be, matter is anything that takes up space. Anytime you see that yellow star, remember our repeated storyline. Matter is anything that takes up space. Here are some vocabulary words to know for this lesson. First, we have solid. Solids. Next, we have gas. Gas. Next, we have liquid. Liquid. These are all the states of matter. Let's make a KWL chart about the states of matter. What do we already know? You can blow away this cloud with me. Nice job. Plants and humans need to drink water. Water is a liquid, so that's something we know about the states of matter. What do we wonder? What is something we wonder about the states of matter? What are the states of matter? That's a great thing to wonder when you're learning a lesson about the states of matter. So hopefully by the end of this question, you'll be able to answer that wonder question. This week, we are talking about matter. Matter is anything that takes up space. Here are examples of matter: solids, gas, liquid. First, we're going to talk about a solid. Now, the cool thing about H2O is that it can take its shape as a solid, liquid, or gas, so it can phase through all phases of matter. First, we are going to talk about ice. Ice is the solid version of H2O. Let's watch.
There's a big old block of ice going down. Oh, look at this. Sounds like artillery. Oh, here we go. This is going to be a big one.
That was pretty cool. In that video, you got to see a glacier. A glacier is a big, giant piece of ice. Ice is the solid form of H2O. The liquid form of H2O is water. Water is something that you can drink. Water is something that fish can swim in. We have many uses for water. Water is very important for life. Let's watch this video with some water in it. If you could see that video, you saw a small waterfall. It looked like a little creek. And if you could not see the video, maybe you could hear it. You could hear the sound of the water going down the rocks. Water is the liquid form of H2O. Now we are going to watch a video about steam. This is a steam engine. This engine runs on steam. All right, so steam is the gas form of H2O. And the cool part about steam is that you can usually see it. A lot of gases you cannot see. For example, the air around you that you breathe is a gas that you cannot see. Let's watch this video and see some of this gas. I hope you were able to see the steam coming out of that engine. It came out of the top, the very first car. It was on the top of the engine. You could see the steam billowing out. All right. Now we are going to read a story. This story is going to talk about some different phases of matter. Whenever you see the yellow star, we are going to say a repeated storyline. Let's get started. The title of this story is Recycling Aluminum Cans. The author of the story is Molly Tittle. It was illustrated by Travis Schaefer. And our repeated storyline is matter is anything that takes up space. All right, let's turn the page. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Ruby drinks some juice. The juice was in an aluminum can, but now she has finished it. I have a question for you. What state of matter is juice in? Did you say liquid? That's right. Juice is a liquid. Do you see the yellow star? What is a repeated storyline? Matter is anything that takes up space. Great job. Let's turn the page. Ruby goes to throw the empty can in the trash. There are two trash bins. One is blue and it has a picture on it with arrows. It says recycle aluminum cans. I have a question for you. What color is the recycling bin in this picture? Did you say blue? That's right. The recycling bin is blue in this picture. Do you see the yellow star? What's a repeated storyline? Matter is anything that takes up space. Let's turn the page. Just how are aluminum cans recycled anyway? The recycling process takes the cans through different states of matter. Do you see the yellow star? What's our repeated storyline? Matter is anything that takes up space. Let's keep reading and turn the page. First, the cans go to the recycling center. At the recycling center, the cans are smashed into a large block. They are solid. They have a shape. I have a question for you. What state of matter are the cans in this picture? Are they in liquid form or solid? Which one? Did you say solid? That's right. In this picture, the cans are still in their solid state of matter. Great job. The block of aluminum cans is cut up and shredded by a machine. The aluminum cans are still solid. These are just smaller pieces. That's interesting. Did you hear that? This is still a solid state of matter. Even though you take something solid and you put it through a physical change and you break it up, doesn't change its state of matter. Very interesting. Do you see the yellow star? What's a repeated storyline? Matter is anything that takes up space. Great job. Let's keep reading. The pieces of aluminum go into a large furnace. A furnace is a heater. Here, the aluminum pieces are melted down. They become a liquid. A liquid moves and flows. I have a question for you. What is the aluminum can's phase of matter in this picture? Remember, they melted it down. That's right. Now the can is in the state of matter of a liquid. Do you see the yellow star? Matter is anything that takes up space. Great job. Let's turn the page. While the aluminum melts, the furnace lets out steam. Steam is a gas in the air. Gas does not have a shape. You cannot always see gas. Do you remember when we watched the train letting off steam? You could see that gas, and you can see the gas that is coming out of the furnace. But you cannot always see gas. Sometimes gas, like the air around us, is completely unable to be seen. That's interesting. The melted aluminum is poured into a mold. The mold is shaped like a rectangle. It is now called an ingot. The ingot cools and hardens. It changes from liquid back to solid. Do you see a yellow star? What is a repeated storyline? Matter is anything that takes up space. Great job. Companies buy new rolls of aluminum. They take the aluminum and make them into soda cans. They fill the cans up again with different drinks and send them to the store for us to buy. How great is that? Your soda can, if you recycle it, can turn into more soda cans, and that is recycling, so that we don't have to keep making more and more trash. We can recycle what we use. That leaves a footprint that is much smaller on the earth, and it helps our earth be healthy. Let's turn the page and read. It is good to recycle aluminum cans. It helps the earth stay clean. Ruby drops her can in the recycling bin. Good job, Ruby. Do you see the yellow star? What's a repeated storyline? Matter is anything that takes up space. Great job listening to that story. That story featured all of the phases of matter that we were talking about today. We saw a solid aluminum can, a can that continued to be solid even when they broke it into smaller pieces. We saw this can melted into a liquid, and we saw gas coming out of the furnace. 3 states of matter. I wonder if we can answer our question about what are the states of matter. We learned the states of matter are solid, liquid, and gas. Now we are going to do our senses activity. Let's do our senses activity for the states of matter. We are going to move the ice cube to reveal how you can use your senses to experience different states of matter. Let's talk about our senses first. We have smell, hearing, sight, touch, and taste. Let's start with smell. Help me melt these ice cubes. Do you remember how we did that at the beginning of the lesson? You're going to blow hot air on these ice cubes. Let me hear you. Great job melting that ice cube. Steam is something we can smell. Try this at home. Ask an adult to help you boil some water on the stove, or you can boil some water in the microwave. Once it's done, let yourself smell the steam. It's not a specific smell, but it feels very good to smell the steam. All right, next we're going to talk about something you can hear. Something that you can hear. Let's see. I want you to melt the ice cube. Ready? Great job melting that ice cube. Something that you can hear is rain. Rain is a liquid state of matter. I'm sure you've heard rain outside before. Rain is such a relaxing sound. Next, let's talk about something that you can see. Help me melt this ice cube. Great job. Water. Water is a liquid. Try this at home. Have an adult pour you a glass of water or pour yourself a glass of water and look at the water. Decide what color is that water? Is it clear? Can I see through the water? Ask yourself some questions about this water. And then if you have access to it, try to add a little crystal light or something that will give it color. Notice how that water takes the shape of the glass. That is what makes it a liquid. Next, we'll talk about something you can touch. Help me melt this ice cube. Great job. It's an ice cube. An ice cube is a solid. Try this at home. Have an adult hand you an ice cube. Watch as it melts in your hand and turns from a solid to a liquid. Last, let's talk about something you can taste. Help me melt that ice cube. Apple juice. Apple juice is a liquid that you can taste. Now we are going to make some connections. Here are the steps to understanding connections. Step 1, listen to the lesson. You already did that. Step 2, how does this apply to school? Step 3, how does this apply in the community? Step 4, how does this apply in the world? We are going to be making our connections today, but instead of making connections to our school, we are going to make connections to home, community, and world. We're switching it up because, as you know, we're not in school right now. We're at home. Let's start with our connections to home. Let's watch this video and decide how it connects to home. This is a video of an ice cube melting. This is a great experiment for you to do at home. Take a glass and an ice cube and put that ice cube in the glass. Set it on the counter in room temperature, maybe in your kitchen. Check back on that ice cube every 30 minutes and see how much it has melted. That ice cube over time will completely turn into a liquid. Next, let's make a connection to our community. Let's watch this video and make a connection to our community. In this video, you can see somebody driving in the snow. Did you know that this person is in Charlotte driving in the snow? While it does snow in Charlotte, it rarely gets cool enough for us to gather snow on the ground. So something cool that happens to snow is that it falls as a solid because snow is a solid, and then it turns to a liquid when it hits the ground. Last, let's make a connection to our world. Let's watch this video and make a connection to the world around us in States of Matter.
Antarctica is covered by thick sheets of ice. In some places, that ice is several miles deep. This massive continent, as big as the US and Mexico combined, has for millions of years been home to some of the most breathtaking examples of ice on the planet.
What you can see behind me here is a very good cross-section of a glacier in Antarctica. And what you can see with all of those different layers, that is hundreds and thousands of years of snowfall and precipitation stacking up one on top of the other and slowly exerting pressure downward on those layers of snow. And that's basically how a glacier is formed.
You just watched a video about Antarctica. Antarctica is a huge continent, and much of Antarctica is made of glaciers. Glaciers surrounding the beautiful continent of Antarctica because it's very cold up there. I hope you enjoyed that video and it helped you make a connection between ice, which is a solid form of H2O, and the world around us. Thank you so much for doing this lesson with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Our States of Matter lesson, I can identify the 3 phases of matter. I'll see you next time. Bye.